There's an old Chinese phrase that says an elderly person at home is like having a treasure. Yet the problem of caring for a sick or infirm senior can put a strain on the family. And there's also the wider social issue of the demographic shift. The Taiwanese government estimates that in 20 years' time, the proportion of people aged 65 or above will be almost 20% of the population. That means for every 5 people, there will be 1 old person. Starting from today, Da'ai Headlines will be bringing you a 5-part series of feature reports on Taiwan's ageing population. In the first, we discover how the burden of looking after old people falls mainly on the shoulders of family members and foreign maids.
这有你们家？哎，对，还习惯吗？很习惯，非常习惯，很喜欢这里。对，他们都马上。
This is a privately run, government-owned nursing home in northern Taiwan. This elderly couple's mahjong playing partners are fellow residents.
It feels like home. Everyone gets on very well, just like a family.
The couple's children are living overseas. It wasn't easy for them to leave their old familiar property, but knowing that someone is here to help in case of an emergency makes up for not having a so-called home of their own.
When you're old, you're always afraid something might happen all of a sudden. If you're living alone, sometimes the neighbors won't be there.
At the nursing home, there's always someone to keep you company. Everyone looking after these old people is a foreign worker. There are 180,000 foreign maids in Taiwan. Only families that do not have a live-in overseas caregiver can apply to the government for a nurse to care for an elderly relative, but only then for a maximum of 3 hours a day. So most families with a relative who needs 24-hour care are forced to put them into a home. Suffering from dementia, elderly Mr. Lee lives together with 40 other veterans. Without family, they need to support each other and learn to get along together. Children regularly come to this daycare centre to keep the residents company. Another important service provided is home medical care for incapacitated seniors. Nurses visit the homes of outpatients who are recovering from recent surgery to carry out physiotherapy. This service, which is provided by the Geriatric Centre at Veterans Hospital, allows elderly people to stay at home while they receive treatment.
We hope, starting from this year, to expand this service to all our patients, and not only joint and bone fracture cases.
In traditional Chinese culture, the children are expected to take care of their elderly parents. But this model is changing with the shift away from large families. In modern times, there are not enough adult children to shoulder the responsibility of caring for the elderly. For the many people who cannot afford a foreign maid or a nursing home, the government needs to have a social welfare net in place. And it's not just the elderly who need care. There are many sick and disabled people who require professional attention. Taiwan still has some way to go before it achieves universal care for its aging population.